All right, guys. Today we are gonna be reacting to Andrew School's two girl who refused to hear the truth. Jump in.
Think what you're doing is wrong, and we didn't get to answer that. And I don't think it's wrong what we're doing because if men didn't buy it, then we were out of a job, you know?
Andrew, do you want to? I want to not linger on it too long, but Andrew, do you want to have a little quick back and forth on this one?
So even if it were true that the reason that the industry exists is because men buy it, why would that negate your responsibility?
I'm just where the money's at, you know? If I can live off of this because men decides to buy it, then
It's the men's
why
fault,
wouldn't I?
huh?
So let's assume for a second that there are people who they enjoy doing murder, but they don't enjoy doing the body disposal. So they murder the people, and you come in and you dump the bodies for them. That's where the money's at. Are you doing anything wrong?
But that is illegal. OF is not illegal.
Yeah, but let's say it wasn't illegal. Would you be doing anything wrong?
No.
Well, it is illegal
No,
because if
you
I
wouldn't be doing
if I
anything
went to-
wrong.
if
Well,
I-
you didn't do the murder.
Right. So, but you're contributing to the industry that's murdering, right?
You're contributing, but you're not doing anything wrong. You're just
Right.
helping, right?
Right. So they're just doing the murder. All you're doing is burying the bodies, right? You don't have any responsibility here.
Yeah,
You're
basically.
just going where the money's at.
Uh-huh.
So from your view, the idea here is that it doesn't really matter how much damage you do, because if these men demand that you're doing the damage to them, you're not doing anything wrong. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. If your dad, let's say, was slightly mentally ill, your father, and he ended up with a woman who treated him like garbage every day and made him do horrible things, and he did it, right? He did it because he was, slightly, let's say, mentally ill in this case. But it was his choice. Would you support his choice to do that? Or would you tell him that he should leave?
I support his choice, but also I tell him
You would
to
support
leave.
his choice?
No, you wouldn't.
No, because is there really anything you could say?
Really? You'd support his choice?
Okay, I want to support his choice, but also there's nothing that you could say to him if he was so certain about it, right?
That's projection. That's her, guys. Listen, guys. That's her. That's her situation, guys.
Why not?
Like I could say to him,
People change their minds about things they're certain of all the time.
but if he's like firm on it,
Yeah, people change their minds on things they're firm on all the time. Yeah, that's what argumentation is for, right? It's to assist people and change their mind from things that they've made up their mind about. People make up their mind about things all the time, and they're completely wrong. In fact, I would say 99% of things people think they know, they're wrong about those things. 99% of people's worldview is totally wrong, right? And the facts they think they know, completely wrong. So people kind of necessarily have to change their minds all the time, right? Because it's just demonstrated how wrong we are all day long, all the time, and all sorts of different things we do. So why not try to talk them out of it?
But how many guys watch like our industry? It's basically
It's a lot.
yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, though, is that even if that's the case, if you could demonstrate that you were doing a lot of damage to these guys and that they were forming addictive behaviors, highly addictive behaviors around the things it is that you are doing, wouldn't you then have some agency and some responsibility to stop doing that?
But then we should cut off all tobacco and alcohol,
Why?
because that's addictive to people.
Yeah,
Some people can't handle
So
it.
there's a threshold for damage. Breathing oxygen, right, can damage you. You can play guitar too much and become addicted to it. There's almost anything on planet Earth you could become addicted to.
Yeah.
But we kind of create these thresholds on what type of damage is acceptable within society. And I would think that if you're just completely rewiring somebody's brain from the ground up, doing this much damage to yourself and society, that we can create a threshold there.
So corn is more damaging than alcohol. When people drink, they become violent, they become like not themselves. Isn't that more
Yeah.
damaging than?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Most people drink pretty responsibly, right? When you're talking about corn, for instance, right? The amount of damage that it does rewiring a person's brain.
It's insane, guys. That's why we have a high alphabet mafia, guys. And a lot of guys, you know, they don't get turned on by the regular corn, so they have to go to more swing stuff. And a lot of guys even reported to even wash GAY corn, and they're not even GAY, but their brain is so cooked, guys. They're so cooked that you have no idea, man. No idea. I haven't washed corn years, man. I'm talking years. More than 7 years, 6 or 7 years. I'll watch it. And it's something, if you don't take care of it, it will destroy you forever, guys. Forever. It will destroy you. 7 years? I think more than that. Well, around that time, yeah. More around that, 7 years, yeah. Yeah, I've been strong. Even no fab, just to have discipline on myself, right? Lust will destroy your life, guys. Lust will destroy your life. Even you want to admit it will destroy your life. You have to control that monster. Because here, these females, think about it. You're literally masturbating in front of another guy humping a girl, man. You know how low as a man you have to be to do that? You have to be so low to do that, guys. You have to be in the lowest position ever to do that. Especially when you have a family and you have daughters and they go to sleep and then you go to your little corner and start doing stuff like that. I mean, you have to be insane. Insane. You cannot do that, guys. You have to liberate yourself from those kind of imprisonments. Think about the fact that this is a slow. This is worse than a drug. This is worse than a drug, and I will explain you why. This will make you addicted and a horrendous human being, but it will never kill you. The best drug is the one that doesn't kill you. The worst drugs is the one that doesn't kill you, but to keep you addicted, right? Just keep you addicted, man, but it doesn't kill you. It just changed your entire brain. And I'm telling you, man, when you start detaching yourself from the corn industry, your brain, even you having sex, is so different. Very profound, very climax are very high. Like the climax are insane. Right? But you control yourself and your testosterone actually gets leveled up. Then you hit the gym stronger too. Like there's a lot of benefits to this stuff, man. But stop watching corn.
Significantly more damaging than a person has a couple of drinks a week.
Yeah.
Significant more damage. Significantly more damage.
And
But how?
Yeah, how? And what is
Because,
the damage?
because what happens is we create these thresholds for people. So if a person's watching TV all day, let's say, or not even all day, they just watch it a lot. What happens is they begin a step-up process. And we have research and studies which shows this over and over and over, right? Not only does it lead to human trafficking, which is, I think you would agree with me, is pretty fucking horrible, right? Especially underage human trafficking leads to that. In almost every place where porn is legalized, human trafficking is through the roof in comparison to places where it's not. But also what it does is it stops a person from being able to orgasm unless they continuously up the dosage, the dopamine dosage to the brain. And so you've probably seen this with your own clients, right? At first, they may ask you to do something that's relatively modest or moderate, and then they kind of step that up over time, right? They're willing to pay a little bit more so that you do kind of more and more and more intense sexual things. Is that the case or not the case with many of your clients?
Most of them just like delete their account or never chat again. It's like a...
Yeah, I'm not talking about most. I'm asking, you have clients who do this, right? They just gradually step it up, right?
Yeah, like 2%.
Yeah, right. So they gradually step it up.
But it's the same with alcohol.
Okay, hang on. Let me make this...
Yo, she's doing like a what if What about the alcohol though? Kind of a thing.
Argument, and then you can respond to the argument, okay? Can we do that? Let me just make it, and then you can respond. So anyway, they'll gradually step it up over time. They gradually step it up over time. And what this does is it actually is highly damaging, not only their brain, but it's damaging to the person who's doing it. So now you have an entire sea of young women who dedicate their life to OnlyFans, and men don't want to marry them. Men don't want to, they don't want to get married to them because of their sexual history and the fact that their kids can go and, you know, see the vagina online and things like
Damn.
this. Then we open up the can of worms as to what happens even to the ones who do,
Wow.
whose children get mercilessly bullied in school because mommy did pornography and her nudes are all over the place, all over the internet. And then they come home and they're like, hey, gee, mom, look, this is a picture of you sucking this guy's dick. What's going on here? It's a pretty disturbing phenomenon culturally. So it has all sorts of cultural impacts and phenomena.
That's deletion territory right there. That's deletion territory, guys. That's deletion territory. The guy, because the bully, right? The amount of bully he's receiving, and the shame that comes with that, knowing that your mom has no self-respect. You start developing like mommy issues as well, and then all of a sudden you become a serial. You become a serial number. Serial number, or you delete yourself. Or not, the kid deletes himself because it's too much. So that many. Hey, why as a woman? Why a woman will be okay with this? This is what their nurturing argument comes in, guys. If you're so nurturing, why would you do that to your family? Why would you do that to your kids? If you were so nurturing. If you were so nurturing, knowing that this will affect your future generation, why would you do this? Interesting, guy. Very interesting.
On which go well and above and beyond what an individual experiences usually when it comes to societal destruction, right? So what an individual drunk does, I agree with you, it's bad, but we have all sorts of things to assist drunks, right? We try to make sure people, we try to make sure people don't become drunks. We try to make sure we do everything we can to make statewide propaganda about why it is that you shouldn't drink and drive, why it is that you shouldn't be getting drunk too much. Everywhere you look, there's anti-drinking. Everywhere you look, it's anti-smoking. Everywhere you look. Society is not promoting that, but there's no such programs against fans or work at all. It's in fact the opposite, right?
Promoted.
Is exploded inside of the private market. So I'd say these are massive distinctions between these two industries. Go ahead.
Wait, are you saying are you gearing this towards OF is wrong, or are you saying the whole sex work industry is wrong?
Yeah, I'm saying that we had a pre-corn pornography society, and that society was better than the one we're in right now. And the reason it is because the degradation to the overall demoralization has led to the overall degradation. That's the right way to say that. The demoralization has led to the overall degradation of society. And so, and this has happened over the span of multitudes of years. Alcohol's been with us for 2,000 years. This idea of pornography is a recent phenomenon.
Yeah, but I live partly in Budapest, in Hungary, and that's the capital of corn, the corn industry.
Yeah, do you think?
Yeah, but this is not right. Well, that makes it okay, I guess. I don't know what that has to do with the conversation.
Budapest and Hungary are phenomenal places, or what? Especially Hungary.
Yeah, I love it.
What's great about Hungary?
Low taxes, no immigrants or refugees.
So they have some quirks. But let me ask you this: if Hungary didn't have pornography, what would be bad about that? How would that make Hungary a worse place?
Good point.
It wouldn't make it better.
Yeah, right. It wouldn't make it, but it would probably make it a better place.
I don't think so, but I'm just saying that I live in a capital where corn is normal. So I think here in the US you look down upon it, but in Europe,
these Europeans, I'm telling you, I have a channel that react to a lot of German content, and they think very different, like very different from Americans, right? They're not as religious. They think corn's fine. Man, I saw a video, I think it was in Hamburg, right? Hamburg, and there was a corner in Hamburg where the ladies are selling themselves, and they're in windows, right, in glass windows, and they're just there to be sold. Man, Germans are okay with it, but I saw that, I'm like, man, that could be my daughter. That could be my daughter. Where's the human dignity, man? I just don't get it. I just simply don't get it. There's no dignity in this, man. I don't know what to say, guys. But the fact that she's coming with that, oh, it's just you Americans, nah, man, it's not. Corn is not good. Prostitution is not good.
Yeah.
No, they look down on it in Europe too. They look down on it in England. They look down on it in France. They look down on it in most of Western Europe. You're talking about some Eastern Bloc shitholes. And even in those, even in Eastern Bloc countries, they still look down on the shit. So I don't know what you're talking about. They definitely look down on it. Yes, they do. Name the country where they don't look down on it.
Czech Republic and Hungary.
Eastern, so some Eastern Bloc countries?
Yeah, also in Denmark.
Yeah, but all of Western Europe, yes, Western Europe looks down on it for sure. And America looks down on it. Australia looks down on it. Canada looks down on it. Most of Mexico even looks down on it. They don't like the idea of workers or corn workers.
But
it's not,
in Europe, they would date
thing.
them.
What's that?
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah, and they're popping kids left and right, right? They're popping kids left and right. Well, what is the argument here, guys? What is the argument? There's no argument, guys. You're getting the lowest of the barrel. You're literally getting the lowest of the barrel. And some of these guys, man, in Europe, you guys need to step up, man. I'm telling you, bro, feminism is ramping crazy over there, man. Crazy, guys. Crazy. I mean, it's insane. Some of these guys, they look very skinny. I don't know what the hell they're putting in your water. You have to bring some of that red meat back, man. You might have to do farms of beef or something, guys, because this is not okay, guys. It's not okay for you guys to be in a position where your females, not only they're corn, they're marrying very late, they're giving you one kid or no kids at all. And you should be supposed to be okay with this, guys? No.
I'll let this go
Vector
through.
donated $100.
Thank you, Vector.
Family is your flesh and blood. You and them feel an intrinsic need to respect each other.
Yeah.
The thought of them seeing you naked is disrespectful to you. You feel no need to respect strangers, right?
Yeah. But I'm sorry.
No response? Or do you want to respond to Vector? Or?
Just trying to understand it.
Vector, thank you for the message.
Yeah, that was a good one, yes.
I do appreciate it.
So
I'll
what
let you
was
guys
he
get
saying?
back to it then. Sorry, Vector, she doesn't have
No. I just need to
comprehend what he's saying.
Understand it.
Wait, I'm.
Victor, I think that question has a lot of caveat to it, man. You have to drop it a little bit. You have to drop it for the average the average human here, man. he dropped that super chat and they went like, oh.
Was it for you?
I think for all girls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, wait. I'm just trying to understand. Wasn't like a really big thing before the 2000s?
Yeah.
In the 80s, yeah.
Yeah. So, but you're saying, because it's free, no?
Yeah.
So-
well, remember, when do you think the internet came around?
Oh.
For all that free. When do you think that came around?
I do.
In red light.
I do need you each to make your final points.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
give you each 30 seconds. on
Okay,
this.
so my point is this, is like, just very quickly, and then you can respond, right?
Yeah.
Just to summarize. It's not that alcohol and drunkenness and things like that are good. They're not good, right? And generally for society, it's not good to have a bunch of drunks going around. Same thing with cigarette smoking. Same thing with fried foods, right? Too much of any of this is pretty much bad for you. However, we seem to have some type of social containment for these activities, and society at large definitely snubs their nose at drunks, right? You can't hardly find a place anywhere to smoke a cigarette, right? Society has done everything that it can possibly do to run campaign after campaign against these activities because they consider them to be degrading to society, not good for society in any way, shape, or form. In this particular case, I do not see that ever happening, or well, not ever, but I don't see it happening currently in Western nations when it comes to corn. So that's the distinction in the phenomenon.
We have red light district in the Netherlands. That's a whole street.
Here,
A guy
here,
can
let me help
sit
out.
in his room and fap to you on his internet. What do you mean? Like, you don't need to go to the red light district.
So, is your argument essentially it's legalized, therefore
Good.
because
So legalize equal good, which is it's not a good argument, guys. Legalize because it's legal. It's supposed to be good. No.
we acknowledge that in these countries, certainly these European countries, it's legalized.
And
To a
more
greater-
normalized than here. People don't look down upon it as much as you do here in the US.
Let me ask you a question. Would you rather date a guy who never had to pay for pussy, or would you prefer to date a guy who has to, who sees 2 different prostitutes a week? Which guy would you prefer to date?
The one who didn't pay for it, of
Why?
course.
There we go. There we go.
Because he's a high value.
There we go, guys. Right there. So that's the emasculation of men in Europe when they legalized the prostitution. Emasculation of the male in Europe. She just admitted it, guys. She just tried to defend the industry, but she will never date a guy that pay for the industry, guys. She will never pay for the guy that literally pay for the industry. Isn't that funny, huh? Isn't that funny?
Man,
Unbelievable.
because he can.
So
Which
low.
means you're devaluing.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm valuable at all.
That means you're devaluing.
Yeah,
that
no,
means that
I
you
don't-
think
I
that
don't call
women who do
myself
that
a high
work are
value-
less valuable.
I don't call myself a high value woman. Not at all. No.
Okay.
That's not the
You know how
argument,
absurd it is that Brian lives in a state currently where he can't get a plastic drinking straw because of the stigma against plastic. He can't go down to the burger joint down the street and get a fucking plastic drinking straw
paper straws.
because of the stigma against plastic,
Fuck.
right?
It's
But
fucked.
right now, he could go on that laptop and pull up all of your naked pictures. That's fucking wild.
Please do
okay,
so.
that's fucking wild. It's insane. That is not the world that anybody wants to live in, okay?
W California. Fucking or L California. L California, fucking California, California stand, fucking can't even get a plastic straw. It's fucking
Crazy, man. Crazy. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next one, guys.